This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment. A lot coming up in this half hour, including must-watch movies with Helen Mirren and Golda.
Yeah, this is a timely movie that I think, kind of an important movie to kind of see what this, well, we'll tell you about it coming up. Pretty important is what's going on in the times.
In the world, yeah.
Even this week, one of our heartthrobs, growing up in the 70s and 80s, we lost Suzanne Summers.
Can you believe
early
that?
This week.
Oh, my goodness. And it sounds like she'd been battling cancer for a number of years. It started out as hyperplasia, then it was skin cancer, and then it turned into breast cancer. So she's talked openly about it for a number of years, but that's eventually what ended up taking her life.
Right now, the actor strike's still going on.
Yes.
And this is a woman that back in the early 1980, actually, she stood up saying, I want to get paid a little bit more than what everybody else was paying. And kind of went on a strike herself.
She did. She wanted to be paid as much as John Ritter was being paid at the time, and the network pushed back and said no, and then they ended up, booting her off the show, but they made her kind of pay for it, and that she had to be, at her parents' house calling at the end of the episode.
She was always visiting an aunt or something like that, and the epilogue of, when they go to commercial and they come back and then the show's over, they would only show her in that little segment there, and she would only be on the phone with it. But to think where she was, and keep in mind, Suzanne Summers was huge right around 1980s.
Yes.
She was in American Graffiti as the girl in the Thunderbird as well, and then a businesswoman even after her success from all this.
I almost think that what happened on Three's Company kind of motivated her to go in a different direction. And how much do you think Thigh Master has made?
Thigh Master, it's been around for so many years. I would altogether, money, I would say it did close to maybe $1 billion, I would imagine.
$300 million.
$300 million?
Yes, $300 million.
That's how much she made, or
that's how much she made. Now, and we're talking about, she had mentioned this in a podcast that she did last year, and she had said that, the Thigh Master turned into this blockbuster business she never expected.
Good for her.
$300 million later.
We'll miss her for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And by the way, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so that right there tells you, ladies, get to the mammogram as soon as possible. Schedule something right now for a screening.
Well, this made headlines. A 33-year-old man was arrested after leaping into the reflection pool at the 9/11 memorial in New York City. Police said the man jumped into the North Pool at the World Trade Center. EMS transported the 33-year-old to the hospital with a leg injury. Videos show the man walking toward the pool before landing in the shallow water. The motivation behind the man's actions are still unknown at this time. A Port Authority spokesman said they are looking into his struggles with mental illness. Please note that if you or someone you know needs mental health assistance, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Helpline at 1-800-273-TALK. The helpline is free, confidential crisis hotline, and it's available to everyone 24/7.
Very important to deal with that. You see that when you watch the whole video, you could see him struggling all the way through, and just when he's pondering down, looking down in it, what's going through his mind. They said there were some connections, obviously, to 9/11.
Possible connections to somebody that he lost in that tragedy. That's been unconfirmed, but that might explain a lot.
Tragedy, of course, sometimes brings out the best of us, the worst of us as well at sometimes. And an Israeli landlord kind of gets it on the bad side. He's demanding rent from a woman who was actually kidnapped by Hamas during the Israeli Music Festival. 27-year-old Inbar Hyman was among the masses who attended the Supernova rave. 260 people killed. Hundreds of others were kidnapped, including Inbar, landlord of the apartment where she lives with her boyfriend. Well, he wants the rent to be paid. The boyfriend claims the landlord told him, look, you need to look for replacements. You have an obligation for the $630. He also suggested that he move her things out of the apartment if she doesn't return. Meanwhile, hundreds of people have offered to help the young couple with their rent payment as well, and that's where the good comes out in things like this. I can understand. It's like, I need to make the money, otherwise I might lose my whole building. Let's just say, let's give him that. But he can also have some compassion and say, look, let's see how this thing goes on. Don't worry about it right now. We'll worry about this later. And it's sad to hear things like that.
I think at least the bright spot in this is that it has brought out the good people that are willing to step in and help them out while they figure out this situation. But it comes across as quite harsh when you look at, like, you've got to pay the rent. I don't care. And I get it. He's a businessman. But at the same time, is there a little bit of wiggle room there?
So let me see if I can help you. I'll direct you to maybe somebody who can help out. Hey, we got Flash Travel coming up right around the corner. We're talking about the must-haves you need, and we'll talk about must-watch movies, too.